Hello, I'm Sophie. I'm sure my problem is close to anyone or will be close in future. I want to talk to you about college admission exams. But, well, any type of very important exams will do to prove my point. I want just to tell you how the necessity to study and pass those exams with high score may turn your life into hell. Actually, now that I'm going to tell you my background, I feel that college admission is the most important point of my life. I mean, all my actions in my existence so far were meant so that I could pass my SATs with top votes and enter an Ivy League university. My parents came from China and I was born in America. They had a hard life so that I could get access to all the opportunities in order to excel in life. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate and I want to make you proud of me. The only question is what that pride costs me. I started learning math at a very early age. My dad is actually very good at it, so he became my first tutor. When I went to school, all the kids were slowly studying addition while I was already good at decimal division. This is of course not a bad thing. The only difficulty was that I was studying math every evening after school. What do children normally do after school? Sports? Hobbies? Going out with friends? Forget it. You need to study in order to enter Harvard. Harvard is a very abstract notion for a 7-year-old child. So in my imagination, it was like a paradise full of elves and cotton candy where I can finally relax. However, if your parent says that Harvard is your objective in life, you trust him without asking too many questions. That is why in all these years, I embrace the fact that the only mark acceptable for me, not only in math, but any other subject, is an A. Even an A- is a failure, and it means that I need to study harder. Please don't misunderstand me. My parents love me a lot. This attitude actually shows that they care for me getting all the best in life, without necessity to pass all the hard moments they have had in their lives. My only problem with this is that this race wears you out. I have a strong fear of making a mistake, thus a lower mark, and it drives me crazy. As time was passing, I was studying more and more intensely. I'm now a senior, and if I look back at all my childhood years, I remember endless books, test papers, and studies. My happiest memories are birthday parties of my schoolmates where I eventually went, and times when I could go out to the cinema, or just to hang out with my friends, whom I surprisingly managed to get considering constant lack of free time. But I'm not making a tragedy of that. I have a different problem. As I'm arriving to applying into the university, I feel that I'm cracking. You know those athletes who live their life for a gold medal at the Olympics, and when they finally arrive to the finals, they fail miserably because they're too nervous? This is exactly what is happening to me. Now that my aim is so close, I've polished my knowledge to perfection. I just need to pass the exams and get my SAT marks. I just can't. I'm looking into the books, and I feel that I just know nothing at all, and that when I come to the exam, I will definitely get some task I'll not manage to cope with. I just feel that I'm burnt out, and the Harvard Wonderland will not accept me. When I came with this problem to my parents, they gave out just that "stop talking nonsense, get back to studies" attitude. Indeed, I thought, maybe I should just concentrate. To be honest, I came to my first SATs nearly fainting. I trembled all the way. I got cold sweat and couldn't catch my breath, and didn't even realize what I was writing. It was horrible. I finished the exam all panicky because I had been studying for these exams through all my life and could fail them just because of nerve. It was so embarrassing, and I could just hope that my knowledge had come out automatically while I had been writing. My parents' attitude didn't help. When I came home, my dad was like, "If you get less than 750, I will be very disappointed." He didn't add "by you," but it was intended. Okay. I was going like crazy, thinking what I should have written in my test paper and what my parents would tell me when I get an average mark. When time came to check the results, I was in panic, and when I saw a splendid 770 for both subjects, I didn't believe my eyes. I needed to inform my parents at once. They would be so glad. But my dad had a cold shoulder for me. I actually thought you would score somewhere around 800. This is too low. And now I have this problem. I have more SATs to go, and I'm going crazy because I understand I'm not going to be perfect after all. And I feel that maybe my grades won't be enough for Ivy League. And if I don't enter the Ivy League, all the efforts of my life, and those of my parents as well, would be in vain. This realization adds to my paranoia and nervousness. I'm sure that I will screw up, and I don't know the way to calm myself down. By the time you're watching this video, I will already know the results. The saddest thing is that my biggest fear is not to stay out of Harvard, but to disappoint my parents. Hope it will not go down to this. Wish me luck. Thanks for listening to my story. Hope that you live your exams much calmer than I do. Please share in the comments your stories about being perfect at school and studying for your exams.